What's up everyone, this is Oscar from Underdog, and today I'd like to show you a simple technique to catch your audience off guard in the climax, especially of something like a hypnotic techno track. Last week I was working on a remix for my techno label XY Secret, and in the climax I kind of switched up the patterns in a way that sort of tricks you into expecting the kick drum in a different moment than it happens, and then when it does happen, I feel like it ends up arriving with a lot of impact and a lot of oomph. And it's a fairly simple thing to do if you know the formula, so let me walk you through it real quick. The original track that I was remixing was this. So what we've got is a kind of an introspective beat, sort of a steady kick drum with these little glistening ASMR little percussion bits over top, and then this big kind of synth pad in the back going And so in my mind, this track is more about like atmosphere and setting a scene. I thought I would take the remix in a slightly different direction, which is more forward, more straight down the middle, more built around a straight up percussion groove. So a lot less atmospheric, but a lot more explosive for a dance floor. So I've got a fairly simple bass drum groove. And then this mid percussion, which hits one of the syncopated notes. So this percussion line is hitting a lot of weak beats. It's hitting an upbeat and it's hitting a weak 16th. And so if you would take away the main kick metronome, you might get confused about where the downbeat is. Right? If you 1, 2, you still remember it. But if you would forget about it, it just sounds like 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, right? So that's something that you can play with. You can confuse the audience about where number 1 is, especially if you add on an extra synthesizer that even further confusing what your counting should be. So specifically in the second break, let me play you that. So you hear that. It's emphasizing that percussion beat, but we've lost where the kick drum should be, especially when I change the synthesizer here. Okay. We've totally lost it. And then the kick drum and the percussion snaps into groove again, and it makes sense where the downbeat is. And I've kept those high synths. So, I really think it kind of pushes the track forwards. So as you can hear, my treatment of the track sacrifices some of that intimacy and that warmth for something that's just straight down the middle, very driven, very classic, sort of backbeat clap. I think the first time that I heard about this term, it was labeled as syntactic ambiguity. And so if you think about the word syntax, it means grammar basically, right? It's about how you structure a sentence. Where does a sentence of the music start? Where does it develop and where does it end? Usually in music, that's in phrases of 4 bars, 8 bars, 16 bars, things like that. And so we like to think that we know when the next sentence is going to start, except when you make that ambiguous, when you make it unclear about where the down, up, down, up, down, up is. And that's what I'm playing with in this case. The whole beat is built up out of a metronome, which is just a basic groove, plus a big percussive riff that doesn't emphasize the downbeat. It emphasizes some of the weak beats in between. And so when you take that metronome context, that frame of reference away, and you keep emphasizing some of those weak beats, especially if you really added more chaos over the top of it, people lose the sense, or it becomes ambiguous where the start of your sentence is. And so that generates tension, and then you release that tension slightly unexpectedly in a really physical way that hits the dance floor in a pretty nice way. I hope this little technique can serve you the same way that it served me. Leave a comment below if you know any examples of songs that do that as well. I think when you look at it in the context of the release, if you buy the entire EP, then you as the DJ have the ability to choose which energy level of the track, so to speak, suits the dance floor best at the time that you're playing. That's kind of the philosophy. Anyway, as you can imagine, I would recommend checking out XY Secret's music here below. The track is out now. Go get it on Bandcamp. Leave a comment below to let me know what you think of it. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to show me some love. And until next time, stay producing, be good to each other, and take care. Bye-bye.